Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and I am here to share some more of my pad kill that I've been working through. This is using the Park Lane birthday paper pad, and I've been working on it the whole year, but I am making really good progress. For this video, I wanted to share the project that I made with the Call Me Crafty Al August 2023 Sheetload of Cards. So she released this, and it's intended to use two 12 by 12 sheets of patterned paper. So I had 5 full sheets of paper left in the paper pack, so I thought I would just try to use those up. So I used 4 of the sheets following the instructions, and then the 5th sheet had just a bunch of those like long strips covering the whole thing. And so I used some pieces of that, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the 4 sheets that I had are each double-sided, so that means that I end up with 8 patterns. I made the instructions use 2 sheets to make 8 cards, so I made 16 cards in total, which means that I have 2 cards that use each pattern as a background, and then 2 cards that use that same pattern as this kind of diagonal strip. So that means that I end up with quite a bit of like mixing and matching across all of the different papers. So I thought that would work out really well because that means I have 16 completely unique cards that I'm working on. The instructions do also call for a piece of solid cardstock to go behind this kind of diagonal strip, and then a piece of solid cardstock to use for the little sentiment here. What I ended up doing instead is I will show you a couple of variations of what I did for the background cardstock. A lot of them, if I had one paper that had a dark colored background and one paper that had a white background, I just skipped that cardstock. Some of the other ones I will show you that other variation. And then for the sentiment, a couple of the strips on that one that was just a bunch of border strips, a couple of those strips were made up of little sentiments, so I just cut those all apart. That was 14 sentiments between the 2 strips. So 14 of these 16 cards have those sentiments, and then the last 2 cards just don't have a sentiment at all, but I think they're still very cute and very usable. So I'm just going to very quickly walk you through all 16 of these cards so you can see all the variation that ended up. So first there's this one, and then here's another one of the papers with a color, and it does have a little gold foiling on the music notes. This one, because these 2 papers are both very clearly birthday papers, I thought it would be great to use the happy birthday in this context. Here's one of the ones that has no sentiment, but I think it looks really cute, and it can be used for really any kind of like party situation. Lots of gold foiling here as well. For this one, I had 2 papers that both had white backgrounds. So I ended up taking a little strip of gold that I had left over from one of the sheets. And I just ended up putting that on top so that I could still get those kind of like division borders. And I think it turned out really cute. Here's another one with 2 more papers. I think at least one of which you haven't seen yet. And then this one. And this one. So then that gets us through the first 8. So now we will go through the second half, which have the rest of the papers as a background. Here's another one where I had 2 with white backgrounds, so I used a strip. This is one of the strips that came from that sheet of all borders, and I just used that and then cut it. Another one that I used gold foiling leftovers as the division strip. Here's another one where I used one of the strips from that border sheet. And then here's the last one, which also does not have a sentiment, but I think it turned out really cute. So this is my 16 cards following the Call Me Crafty Al Sheetload of Cards for August 2023. I think they turned out super cute, very fun, and they did not take too long. The one thing I ran into is I ran out of my like glue runner, tape runner, so need to get a refill for that. So I guess that's going to be a project before I do my next set of cards. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. It helps me out. Also down below, you can find a link to the introduction of this month's Call Me Crafty Al Sheetload of Cards. You can also then follow that to get to all of her other videos and all of that good stuff. Also, let me know down below if you've been working on any cards. Do you enjoy making birthday or kind of celebration cards? Let me know all about that. Or you can just leave me a strawberry emoji to say hi. I would also just love to say hi as well. And then follow me on Instagram at Creative Life of Liz. You can see bits and pieces of what's going on in my planners, my crafty projects, bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.